In this video, I'm going to go through how I would have solved the lab problem that we had yesterday. Okay, so I'm in my collab, I'm in my shared directory, going to create a new Google Collaboratory document. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and rename it right away so you won't be uploading untitled things. I'll call this Lab 2. Okay, and then I like to add a text block saying this is Lab 2, move it up. Okay, and then in here, I still need to have my comment block. Okay, with your name and date and all that stuff. And in the lab, you would have your team members as well. Okay. You may want to replicate the criteria for the roulette wheel pockets, but you don't have to necessarily. Okay. So I'm just going to print and a wheel pocket color calculator, whatever you call it, just something to have up there. Okay. I'm then going to have an input. Okay. Call it num. It's equal to an int input. Enter a number between 0 and 36. Okay, that should convert to an integer. And then here we're going to have, if they select 0, we're going to have, if they select 1 through 10, we're going to have if they select 11 through 18, we're going to have if they select 19 through 28, and we're going to have if they select 29 through 36. Okay, just so I know that I'm dealing with all of these categories here. Okay. Okay. So the first one's pretty straightforward. We can say if num is equal to 0, then we're going to print out pocket is green. Okay. That's pretty basic. Okay. Now, the next step I'm going to do, I'm going to determine which of these sections the number's in. Okay, so I can say an elif num is greater than or equal to 1, and num is less than or equal to 10. Okay, and then I'm just going to print here range 1 just to make sure I've got that part working. Okay, so if I run this, okay, and if I enter a 0, should say pocket is green, run it again. If I enter, let's say, a 5, it should say range 1. Okay, but to make sure we're not falling in randomly, if I enter a 25, it doesn't do anything. Okay, so I think we're okay there. Okay, so I can then basically cut and paste this. So in this section, I'm going to say if it's greater than or equal to 11 and less than or equal, the equal is important, to 18, print range 2. Okay, then copy it again. And if number is greater than or equal to 19, but less than or equal to 28, print range 3. And then finally down here, if it's 29 to 36. Okay. And then down here, I'm going to have an else. Print number must be between 0 and 36. That should take care of the error message. Okay. So again, I can test this pretty quickly. I can, the 0 should still work. Let's say I do a 25. 25 should be in range 3. It's in range 3. I run it again. Let's say I enter 44. It should be out of range. Okay. So that looks like it's okay. Now for each of these ranges, okay, so I'm in range 1. So in range 1, I have to see if it's odd or not. Okay. So I can say if num star 2 is equal to 0, okay, then I know we're even. So I can print, in this case, even numbers are black. So I can print pocket is black. Okay. I have an else. It's not even, must be odd. Print pocket is red. Okay. And I want to get rid of this. Okay. So I don't need that. Note that the if and else have to be indented inside of this if else. Okay. So let me test this one, see if it works. So I want something between 1 and 10. Okay. So let's say I do a 4. 4 should be black. Okay. If I do a 5, 5 should be red. Looks okay. Okay. Now, if you look at the problem, you'll see that you can copy this directly with no changes into the third range. Okay, so I'm just going to copy and paste that. Make sure my spacing remains correct. And that should totally be okay. Okay. And I can copy it to range 2, but I'm going to have to change the red and the black. Okay, so if I paste that there, I'm going to have to say, well, 2 options. I can just, well, this is easier. I could change this to a not equal, and then I have to change my tags. So I'm just going to change this to red. I'm going to change this to black. Okay. And then now that this has been changed, okay, I can go ahead and copy it exactly onto the last one, the last LF. Okay. And again, see, I'm getting the squiggles. I'm getting the squiggles because I'm not lined up correctly. And I'm getting squiggles there because I'm not lined up correctly. So when I cut and paste, it didn't line up. Okay, so I should have gotten rid of the squiggles. Okay. So that should fix it. Okay. And if I run it, whatever I type in, it should give me the correct answer and just one answer. Okay. So hopefully that will help you out. Again, there are other ways to do it. I could just do it with a series of ifs. But I think this is probably the most straightforward way. Okay.